Good afternoon, everyone. So, we are going to start our GS batch, foundation batch for 2021. Okay, so today is your first class for economy, that is your Indian economy. Okay, so this is your introductory class in which we will understand what is the subject economy. Okay, what type of questions UPSC ask in the subject economy. Okay, and how we will approach for this subject. Okay, so this is your first introductory class. Okay, so this is your introductory class. Okay, first of all my basic question to you guys, what do you mean by, what is the difference between economy and economics? What is the basic difference between economy and economics? Can you tell me?
So, economy is the state.
Okay. Economy is the
State
okay.
examination.
Okay.
And economics is the study of.
See, your syllabus talks about Indian economy, although I have mentioned in top also that your syllabus mentioned about Indian economy. So it is not mentioning Indian economics. Yeah, economics. Okay, so your syllabus talked about Indian economy. See, economics is a subject in which you study so many theories. Okay, so many theories. So that is not the part of general studies. Okay, that is your GS. Your part is economy. Now economy is nothing but application of economics. Okay, application of economics. Okay. Okay, so for example, in subject we have so many growth stories, we have so many growth theories, we have so many poverty theories. So we are not concerned about those theories, we are concerned about the application part. Okay, like we are not concerned about what are the growth stories, we are concerned what is the GDP right now. Okay, and what steps we are taking to achieve our GDP. Okay, or making our GDP prosperous. Okay, so it is about that. So first you have to be clear what do you mean by economy and economics. So our syllabus is Indian economy. Okay, so here we have to deal with the application of economics. Okay, first of all, now we come to prelims. So in prelims, okay, there are around 15 to 20 questions. There are around 15 to 20 questions. Okay, 15 to 20 questions in prelims. So each question carries 2 marks. So it will be around 30 to 40 marks. So means out of 200, 30 to 40 marks are for prelims, and you cannot take it so lightly. ठीक है, तो ये जो मार्क्स हैं, ये जो 30-40 मार्क्स हैं, इसको आप हल्के में नहीं ले सकते. ओके, मेंस के अंदर there is a complete one paper, that is GS paper 3. GS paper 3. In GS paper 3 there are, it is mentioned economic development, science and technology, environment, disaster management and your security. So total comprises of how many marks? It is total comprises of how many marks? Tell. Yes, correct. 250 marks. Out of 250 marks, this economic development paper is around 120 to 130 marks. So can I say 50% of the paper is of economy. So again you cannot take economy so lightly. Okay. ठीक है, तो again you cannot take economy so lightly. Okay. So means 30 to 40 marks there in your prelims, and 120 to 130 marks in your mains. Okay, so if you see the importance, economy as a whole is an important subject. First of all, this you have to remember. Second, first of all, we'll deal with the prelims portion. There is a main concern कि economy में questions कैसे आते हैं, what type of questions they ask in economy. See, in economy they basically ask in prelims they basically ask two types of question. Have you analyzed previous year papers? Have you what you analyzed? Others please also participate. If they know it, please write in comment section what you analyze in previous year papers. Latest developments, okay. I'll just note down what you say. Latest development. What else?
Government policies.
Latest development, okay. Government policies, okay. What else? What else? In prelims, I'll tell you, in prelims there are total 10 topics. There are total 10 topics. How many topics? 10 topics. Now out of these 10 topics, 5 topics are very important. Or you can say from these 5 topics you will find majority questions. I'll tell you what are those topics. Wait for few minutes. Okay. So there are total 10 topics. Out of these 10 topics, 5 topics are very important. Okay. Or you will find a majority question. Okay. Now if you see the types of question in your, आप please ये साथ साथ लिखते जाओ, please note it down because otherwise you will not find in any book. Types of question, there are basically 2 types of question. One is, that is your static question. When I am saying it is static, it means that they are asking question on the concept. When I am saying it's a static question, they are asking question on the concept. I'll just give you one example, although few of you know, few of you don't know, but when we'll start our class, then you'll get better clarity. I'll just give you one example. Okay. For example, all of you have heard about a very common term, repo rate. Have you heard about the term repo rate? Have you heard about the term repo rate? What it is? No idea. See, when we'll deal our topics, there is one topic, monetary policy. Okay. So in this, there is one concept, that is concept of repo rate, or you can say it is a concept in which RBI and banks, repo and reverse, RBI and banks used to borrow money from each other. Although in detail we'll do in our classes. ठीक है, तो repo rate is just one tool जिसके अंदर RBI and banks, that is RBI is your Central Bank of India, okay, which is regulating all the banks, okay. RBI and banks like your SBI, State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, ठीक है. These banks, when they are doing transaction with the RBI, ठीक है, means they are borrowing money from the RBI. So then we use a tool repo rate, okay. So this is a concept, this is a part of static question and this is a concept. So in this, UPSC used to ask a question, if suppose we increase or decrease the repo rate, what will be the impact of this on the Indian economy, okay, and they'll give you some options. So this is what, that is a concept part. So the more you have concept clarity, okay, the more you have concept clarity, more you will be able to handle this question, static, okay. Next is your current, that is current questions, that is question based on current affairs or whatever we read in newspaper, okay. newspaper. Okay, right now for example, this year one question, that is interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio. So they just simply ask what is mean by interest coverage ratio. अगर मैं define करूं, if I define it, the question on this static question, अगर इन दोनों types के, if I see these two types of question, this static question is little bit difficult as compared to current questions. Current questions are very easy. It means if you have heard a term, you can easily handle a current affair question. Okay, current affairs question. So current affair question with respect to economy is very easy. Okay, very easy. Whereas it is little bit difficult. Okay, so my first point is what will be our approach in our classes will basically focus here static questions, or will basically first develop your concepts. Once your concept is developed, then we will start our current portion. Okay, so what will be the approach? That is, first we will start developing your concepts, and once your concept is developed, then we will start your current. Okay, why? Because without knowing your concept, you cannot develop your concepts or this current. Okay, so means if I start directly with your current and you don't know the concept, definitely you will not able to understand this subject. And it is my promise, I will make this subject very easy for you. It means if you attend my classes, then you don't have to refer any material, just single thing you need, that is proper revision and appear for the regular test whatever we provide you in the institute. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, if you regularly follow the classes, and again I am saying, if you regularly follow the classes, you don't have to refer anything, and it is my promise you learn majority things in class itself. Just you have to go home and revise those concepts. Okay, now directly I will tell you the list for the topics. Okay, now there are total, I told you in prelims, there are total 10 topics. Okay, deliberately I divided these 10 topics in some order. What is the order? That is from most important to least important. From most important to least important. Deliberately I divided your topics in this way. Okay, now topic 1 is fiscal policy. Okay, fiscal policy. Now what do you mean by fiscal policy? Although it is our introductory class, I'll just give you overview. What do you mean by fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is nothing. It is, for today, just refer, it is just a budget. Okay, it is just a budget, and budget deals with what? That is the expenditure and receipts of the government of India. Okay, that is expenditure and receipts of the government of India. Means, if I say in Hindi, it means कि कितना आपका घर खर्च है और कितना आपकी इनकम है. Okay, मतलब how much you spending and from where you are earning. Okay, this is what fiscal policy. Okay, this is what about fiscal policy. Okay, so first is this. Okay, so first is this fiscal policy. Second is monetary policy. Okay, लिखते जाओ. In fiscal policy, every year you will find minimum 2 questions, at least 2. Okay, then comes monetary policy. Okay, now what do you mean by monetary policy? What do you mean by monetary policy? monetary policy is basically related to your liquidity in the market. Means कि कितना पैसा मार्केट में है, कितना पैसा मार्केट का मतलब कि it is with respect to कितना पैसा मार्केट. जब मैं saying कि how much money is in the market, it means how much money is with the bank, how much money is in your pocket. When your RBI is controlling all these money, okay, means कि कितना होना चाहिए, क्यों इतना होना चाहिए, that is what it deals with monetary policy. Okay, so monetary policy is nothing, it is one of the policy in the hands of RBI, which is basically controlling the amount of money in the market. Okay, now when I am saying amount of money in the market, it means money with the people, that is us. Okay, that is money in our pocket in the form of cash. Okay, money in the bank, that is our money in the bank. एक normal आदमी पैसा कहाँ रखता है? A normal person, a citizen of India, where he puts the money, either in the bank or with him, or with itself. Okay, so जब RBI is basically controlling this amount in the market, that is what monetary policy. Now one question coming in your mind, why RBI is controlling this money? Yes or no? This one question is definitely coming in your mind. Why RBI is controlling the amount of money in the market? It is simple. It is simple. If there will be more money in the market, okay, if there will be more money, I'll just give you one example. Suppose in an economy, only two people are there. Okay, only two people are there, and suppose there is only one product. Suppose there is only one mobile phone. Okay, there is only one mobile phone. Okay, the cost of mobile phone is 1000 rupees. Okay, 1000 rupees, and there are only two people. Okay, and there are two people. Now this person has 1000 rupees in his pocket. This person has 1000 rupees in his pocket. This person has 700 rupees in his pocket. Now mobile phone company is manufacturing only one mobile. Why? Because he knows that only there is one person to purchase the mobile. Okay, so they are only making this thing. Suddenly what happened? Another person also entered in the economy with 2000 rupees. 2000 rupees, and the salary of this person also increases, or amount with this person also increases, like additional 500 rupees. Now earlier company was developing only one mobile phone. Now for the single mobile phone, these two people are also demanding the mobile. Yes or no? So suddenly what happened? There will be inflation. Clear? So that is why we have a concept of monetary policy. So there are many tools which we'll see in when we'll deal with this topic, monetary policy. Okay, so there are many tools. Okay, through the help of these tools, your RBI is managing inflation. So in short, or in crux, what is the thing? RBI is controlling the amount of money in the market in order to manage inflation. Clear? Clear? Yes or no? Okay, so this is our second. Okay, so in this also you will find at least two questions. Okay, any doubt?
It is not only the cash in hand, but also the credit, the amount.
It is both cash in hand also, as well as the amount put it in the bank, both. That is why I use the term amount in the market. When I am saying the term amount in the market, it means both. Okay, so with the help of monetary policy, it is controlling both. And how it is controlling, that we'll see when we'll start this topic. Okay, with the help of some tools. Okay, that I'll give you examples, don't worry about it. Okay, just for a time being, understand कि monetary policy है क्या. Okay. Third important chapter is, that is your growth. in this at least one question, growth. Now what is, now I'll just give you one humble example. Now you all guys are preparing for IAS, UPSC, ठीक है, that is you all are preparing for the UPSC exam. Okay, now you set a plan that ki I'll prepare for 10 months. Okay, I'll prepare for the 10 months, and within the 10 months I'll cover these portions of my syllabus. Okay, now when you are covering the syllabus, so you need, in between the 10 months, you need some time to measure your level of preparation also. Okay, so for example, you started today your preparation. Okay, now you planned that ki sir, today I'll do topic 1. Okay, topic 1, tomorrow I'll do topic 2, next day I'll do, third day I'll do topic 3, and after, and like this, after 7 days you want to measure your performance. Okay, so you have prepared in 7 days, you have prepared 7 topics. Now after 7 days, on the 7th day or 8th day, you want to measure your performance. Performance means you want to know what you have learned from these topics. Okay, so this is what you are measuring your performance. The same way economy, okay, the same way every nation measure its growth. Okay, but here the growth is measured in terms of amount you earned in a particular time period. Okay, now I'll just another example. For example, this is any country. Okay, this is any country. It is country A. It is country A. In this country, for example, there are total 10 companies. 10 companies. And what they are doing, these 10 companies, what they are doing some economic activities. What they are doing? Economic activities. Now economic activities here means they are earning some money. Okay, means they are producing something and they are selling in the market. Okay, and they are earning some money. Okay, now I want to calculate the growth of this country A. Okay, now I want to calculate the growth of this country A. What I'll do, I'll go to these 10 companies and I ask them how much product you sell in a particular time period. When we measure the growth, that particular time period is 1 year, and that 1 year is what? Nothing but your financial year. Okay, financial year. Okay, which starts from 1st April to 31st March. Okay, so I'll go to these 10 companies and I ask them how much you earned in a financial year, that is from 1st April to 31st March. Okay, for example, company A, company 1, that is first company said ki sir, I earned around 100 rupees in 1 year. Okay, company B will tell same way ki I earn 50 rupees. Okay, so whatever they earned, I'll add all those things, and whatever value will come, that is the growth of the country. Okay, so here we measure in terms of many methods like GDP, gross domestic product, GNP, gross national product, NDP, national domestic product, NNP. Okay, any doubt? Okay, so in this way we calculate our growth. Okay, so in this chapter also we will cover all these things. Ki what is GDP, what is GNP, what is NNP, what is NDP, okay, what is GDP deflator. Okay, so there are many subtopics which we will see in our lectures. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, now next, fourth is inflation. Fourth is inflation. Now what do you mean by inflation? Decreasing the, decreasing or increasing? Decreasing the value of money, correct. ठीक है, tell me in such a way that ki, because you are going to become a bureaucrat. Okay, when you become a bureaucrat, it means a people will come to you. ठीक है, they don't know what is GDP, what is monetary policy. A people like him will come. Okay, if you ask him inflation, he'll not tell because he don't know. Okay, means a layman person will come to you. So you have to tell me in such a way that a layman will also understand.
So when we go to buy something, suppose I bought it for 50 rupees today.
Okay.
For the same product, if I go next day, if I do not get it in 50 rupees,
Okay.
I'll have to pay, say,
Whenever you are paying more, yeah, then it is inflation.
yes.
Okay. Now, I'll give you two cases. Shall I clear it? Okay. So just write these four topics. Okay. I'll give you two cases. Case 1. Case 1. In case 1, you went to purchase some particular product. For example, you went to purchase some particular vegetable. Okay, you went to purchase tomatoes. Okay, or onions. So you went to purchase onions. Okay. Last day means last week you purchased the same onions, that is 1 kg onions at, for example, 20 rupees. Okay, 20 rupees. But today you purchased onion at, for example, 30 rupees. Okay, 30 rupees per kg. Last week how much you purchased? 20 rupees per kg. Okay. Okay. Your salary, your income is same. For example, you were earning 1000 rupees per week. Okay, 1000 rupees per week. Okay, last week your salary was also same, this week was also same. Okay, this is case 1. Case 2, last week you purchased onion at 20 rupees. This week you purchase onion at 30 rupees per kg. Okay, but this time what is the difference? Your salary increases. Last week your salary was 1000 rupees, okay, per week. Now your salary is 15 rupees per week. Now can you tell me which is the example of inflation?
This one is.
Why not case 2? Here is also we have seen increase in the salary or increase in the prices.
So there is proportional growth of income also.
Okay. Okay. What you have noticed in this, ki there is increase in this area also. That is why you are saying, sir, case 2 is not the case of inflation. Correct? Case 1 is the inflation. Now, what your inflation definition says? Whenever there is a increase in the prices, matlab inflation clearly says there is a increase in the prices of a product, but that increase in the prices of the product must also impact your standard of living. Okay, in case 2 your standard of living is not impacted. Why? Because your salary is also increased. Whereas in case 1 your standard of living is impacted. Clear? Is it clear? Or you face any doubt? Not getting? It is like this. If 10 people are in the economy or 10 people are in the class, okay, all are earning something. Some are earning 10,000 per month, some are earning 20,000 per month, some are earning 50,000 per month. Okay, and they are buying some product. And the price of product is continuously increasing, but their salaries are not increasing. So ultimately at one point of time their pocket will get hurted. Yes or no? So means they are starting feeling the heat of inflation. But my salary is also increasing, whereas in case 2 your salary is also increasing and simultaneously inflation is also happening. So in that case your pocket will not get hurted. Okay, it means अगर तुम 10,000 रुपये कमा रहे हो, if you are earning 10,000 rupees and you are monthly spending 2,000 on your food products, ठीक है, it is okay. But next year again you are earning 10,000 but your expenses on food product is increased. Okay, why? Because the prices of product is increased. So you started feeling what? That is burden. कि कहीं ना कहीं my income is not as per my inflation. Okay, so inflation की definition ये बोलती है that with the increase in the prices of the product and with the increase in the prices of the product, your standard of living is getting impacted. It means it is inflation. Yeah.
Is it a local term, like if it is impacting for a particular person? So
It is not for particular person. Suppose in an economy there are 10 people. I am just giving, because whenever we understand the economy, so we have to take one small example, then we replicate that small example into big one. Okay, suppose कर लो in India total 10 people are staying. Okay, so out of these 10 people, suppose 8 people have hike in the salary, means इनकी salary increase हुई है, their salary is increased, 8 people, and 2 people salary is same, 2 people salary is same. So means in such condition, if inflation is there, means increase in the prices of product is there, so these people will not have any impact. Why? Because their salary is also increased, whereas these people will have an impact. Okay, so this is not inflation. When all these 10 people, or you can say majority, अगर reverse होता कि सिर्फ इन 2 people की salary increase हुई है and इनकी salary same है, then majority people are impacted. Okay, then majority people are impacted, then it is a case of inflation. Getting? Okay, in detail we'll see there. But is it clear कि क्या होता है inflation? Is it clear your mind? Okay, because these are the basics. If you will not understand na, so you will not have a grip over the other subtopics. Okay, because in economy your each and every topic is connected. Okay, each and every topic is connected. So initially we will see our topics in isolation, but once we cover our topics, then we'll see the holistic picture. Okay, so it is important that we understood the concept of economy or concepts in isolation, initially in isolation, and then we'll understand, then we'll combine all the subtopics. Okay, that is holistic. So first we'll understand in holistic way. Okay, so this is our topic, that is inflation. So in inflation also you will find one question. Okay, now fifth is banking. Okay, so this year we have a question on cooperative banks. In this year 2020 we have a question on cooperative bank. Okay, so in banking we have different types of banks. Okay, like your scheduled commercial banks, like your payment banks, like your small finance banks. Okay, so there are many banks, types of bank, like Mudra Bank. Okay, so already UPSC has asked a question on payment banks, small finance bank, Mudra Bank. This year they ask a question on cooperative banks. So in this we will see many types of banks. Okay, so some of the types I told you. Okay, like NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. Okay, so banking. Okay, types of banks. In this the same topic will also deal with the NPA, non-performing assets. Okay, what are NPAs? ठीक है, what steps government has taken? Okay, like the main step government has taken, that is in the form of IBC. Heard what is IBC? That is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC. Okay, that will deal, don't worry about it. Okay, from this topic also we'll have one question. Okay, so I am telling you, initially I told you na, that we are moving from most important to less important. Okay, then comes balance of payment. Now these 5 topics which I made you in initial 5 topics, they are the most important, in which you will find every year you will find a question from these 5 topics. Okay. Now next 5 topics are those topics in that you will find the frequency is, there is a variation in frequency, like after 2 or 3 years they are asking questions. Okay. So our initial focus, or when we'll from tomorrow itself we'll start with first topic, that is your fiscal policy. Okay. From tomorrow we'll start with the first topic, that is your fiscal policy. Okay. Next is balance of payment. Now what is balance of payment? Tell me what is balance of payment? No idea. No idea. See, balance of payment is nothing. This is India. Okay. I am not good in drawing, so I am making like this. Okay. So this is India. So although it is like this. Okay. Okay. This is India. So I am not good in drawing, so I am making it like this. Okay. This is India. So when any country, okay, this any country is interacting with other countries also, that is in terms of money. Okay. Like how, when a country is interacting with any country, like a country, India is having trade relations, means export import with other countries. Okay. FDIs with other countries. Okay. So when a country is interacting with other countries, ठीक है, तो इंडिया कितने सारी कंट्रीज के साथ में अपने ट्रेड रिलेशंस करता है, मींस एक्सपोर्ट करता है, मींस दे एक्सपोर्ट सम प्रोडक्ट्स, import some products. So whatever they are exporting and importing with other countries, so they have to keep a record of that in terms of money. Okay. For example, if India has exported with 10 countries in a year, exported and imported any product with 10 countries, so they have to maintain one balance sheet. ठीक है, कि India, from India how much product is gone, मतलब in terms of money, कि whatever we have exported in terms of money and whatever we have imported in terms of money. So when we maintain that balance sheet, okay, that is known as balance of payment. Although it is more than that, just for a layman I am making you understand what is balance of payment. Okay, that is balance of payment.
Sir, is it only in the case of India as an economy with the other?
Yes,
or
every country is making its own balance of payment.
So my question was like, is it within the country? Can it be within the country also, within the economy? Like
Not within the economy. Balance of payment is a relation of a country with outside countries. That outside countries can be 1 also, can be 2 also, or more than 2 also. Okay. Means it is like this, ki suppose in my house, I am staying in my house. Okay. So I have 2 types of relation. One, I have a relation with my family members, that is inside the house. Okay. That is with my parents, okay, and other family members. Okay. This is one of the thing. Another is outside the house also. There are so many people with whom I am also dealing. Okay. So balance of payment is with respect to my relation with the outside, not with the inside. Okay. So this is what means in terms of monetary, that is money value, ki how much I am transacting with them. Okay. So this is what balance of payment. When you maintain that record, it is known as balance of payment. Okay. So in this you will find every 2 or 3 year, within 2 or 3 year, one question. Okay. Okay. Next comes sectors of economy. Okay. Sectors of economy. Now in this sectors of economy, basically there are 3 sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Okay. Your primary sector comprises of agriculture basically. Okay. Secondary में manufacturing, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, टर्शरी में सर्विस सेक्टर, ओके, सर्विस सेक्टर, okay. Now when I am talking about service sector, so here is telecom sector, that is your Reliance Jio, Airtel, Voda, whatever. So you have seen, if you are referring the newspaper, so you have seen there are many cases with respect to telecom sector. ठीक है, you have heard of one term, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, always in news. Okay, so telecom sector. Secondary sector में there are many MSMEs, there are many heavy industries. Okay, so those are the things, make in India. Okay, primary sector में agriculture, like right now farm bill or farm law is in news. Okay, so अगर इसमें देखा जाए तो important one is agriculture sector and then manufacturing sector. This is very less important, so this is not important. Okay, so these two are important, that is agriculture and manufacturing. And now what type of question they used to ask? They basically used to ask policies of government of India with respect to these two sectors. Okay, so that we'll see in the class. Okay, next comes your capital market and money market. Capital market and money market. Now what do you mean by capital market and money market? This year there is one question, although this is also the topic in which you will find a question in 2-3 years, one question. ठीक है, that is in 2-3 years. That is the initial 5 areas. In that you will find every year. You will find every year. ठीक है, but after this 6 onwards, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you will do. ठीक है, in this you will find a question in 2-3 years. Okay, that is a single question in 2-3 years. Okay, so this year also, if you have gone through this year paper, they have asked a question on certificate of deposits, call money. Okay, so these are a part of this capital market and money market, basically money market. Okay, so when we are talking about capital market, I am talking about share market, although it is more than that, share market, that is SEBI. Okay, when I am talking about money market, so here again it is directly or indirectly linked with the banking chapter. So here I am talking about banks, means the internal working of the banks. Okay, money market mein we will see the internal working of the banks. Okay, that is banking. Okay, so in this in 2 or 3 years you will find a single question. Okay, next come your infrastructure. Although infrastructure will cover in pre also, but basically infrastructure is more important for your mains. Okay, infrastructure is in this also you will find in every 5 or 6 years one question in infrastructure. Okay, single question in 5 or 6 years, but will not leave anything, will cover our syllabus holistically. Okay, so in this you will find every 5 or 6 years infrastructure. Next comes, and the last is miscellaneous. Now what is miscellaneous? In miscellaneous we will have small topics like poverty, unemployment. Okay, poverty, unemployment, and small concepts. Okay, so this is the area we are going to cover in your prelims. Okay, that is for prelims. Okay, so these are the important 10 topics. So I told you this thing. So one humble thing, what you have to do, you have to start following your 10 years, that is prelims 10 years. Okay, means in market there are so many 10 years available. Okay, just start following any 10 year, that is previous year, means 10 years are, that is your previous year papers. Okay, and specially start with class itself, start following or start seeing the previous year questions for Indian economy. Okay, so majority question you will find on the that is initial 5 topics. Okay, which I have made you write, like fiscal policy, monetary policy, banking, inflation, growth. Okay, on this you will find questions, but the frequency is very less, means 2-3 years, what I have told you. and in this also, that is 9th and 10th, the frequency is 5 or 6 years. In 5 or 6 years UPSC asks a single question. Okay, so this is the main thing. Why? Because why I am telling you, because whenever we start our preparation, first of all you should know what is the syllabus. Without knowing the syllabus you will not find interesting anything. It's not case with the economy, it is case with each and every subject. Okay, if you don't know the syllabus or previous year questions pattern, you will not find interest in any subject. Okay, so that is why I am discussing or spending time on this. Okay, that is why I am discussing and spending. Why? Because when we start our class, you know it ki why we are teaching this topic first, and then why we are teaching this topic at last. Okay, because otherwise नहीं तो क्या होता है कि if I start teaching randomly, you will see that कि पता नहीं which topic is important or which is not important. Okay, because I want whenever we start, ठीक है, whenever we start, okay, so we should start with important topics, because our aim here is what? First our aim is to crack this exam. Okay, what is our aim? That is to crack this exam. And how you will crack this exam? When you have a proper strategy. Okay, means knowledge, getting knowledge is also our aim, but for this exam, what is the thing? You need a limited knowledge, and with limited knowledge you can crack easily this exam. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, now I'll tell you something about myself also. I am teaching economy for the last 5 to 6 years. Okay, and this year there are 20 questions. 20 questions in your exam, that is this year, and out of that 20 questions, okay, around 14 questions are from my notes, directly from my notes. I'll bring my notes tomorrow, I'll show you that thing, okay, which I regularly update. Okay, I made it 5 years back, but I am regularly updating on after every 2-3 months. Okay, so 14 questions are directly from my notes. Okay, like WPI, CPI. Okay, so I covered, I am not saying that ki other institutes are not covering. Like I'll just give you one example. Like this year there is a question on wholesale price index and consumer price index. So I covered this topic holistically in the class. Okay, other institute also cover this topic, but that is not holistically. They just covered this topic in within 15 minutes, and I took one lecture to cover that topic and directly question from that. Okay, directly question from that, and I teach in such a way that students learn that thing in class itself. Okay, you will see in my class also, when will tomorrow start, you will learn each a single word. Okay, initially 2-3 classes it will take to adjust with me, but you learn in class itself. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so this is about prelims. Now mains. Although this is a subject, economy is a subject, and current both are running parallelly. It is not like that ki you run only, you study only current part and you leave static part. We have to study both static as well as current. But you will not understand current until unless your static, that is concept base, is weak. Okay, agar aapka concept base is weak, you will not understand current part. So here we will deal with the both things. Okay, now in mains, again there are, in mains paper, if you see the syllabus, I divide your mains paper in 4 parts. Okay, in these 4 parts there are subtopics also. First is growth and related issues. Growth and related issues. Now just one simple question. For example, nowadays there is a news with respect to growth. IMF, you heard about what is IMF? That is International Monetary Fund. Okay, recently it said in the newspaper that India's growth will be contracted by 10%. Means जो हमारी whatever growth we have previous year, from that our growth will be reduced, and how much? That is by 10%. Okay, now in the same report what IMF said, that is the per capita of Bangladesh. per capita GDP of Bangladesh is more than India. Bangladesh is a very small country, India is a very huge country, ठीक है, population base is very huge, although our per capita is very small, ठीक है. So that is a cause of worry कि क्यों ऐसा है, why it is like this, okay. Although in India we have so many companies, Bangladesh is very small, but instead of that Bangladesh per capita GDP is more than India, okay. So this is the thing. So means in this we are covering growth and related issues. So I am just giving you one example, although there are many issues, so we will cover both current issues, we will cover all current issues in this, okay. Next comes your agriculture sector. Although agriculture is important in prelims also, it is important in mains also, okay. Next comes your agricultural sector. Now in agriculture sector, there are many things like supply chain. Supply chain means where your agriculture crops grow, in farm field, ठीक है, that is in farms, ठीक है. From farms to market means we have to take our product from the farms to the market. So whatever is the connection in between, that is known as supply chain, okay. Whatever is the connection means from farms it will first go to mandis, okay. From mandis it will go to warehouse, or you can say storerooms, warehouse, and from warehouse it will go to markets, okay. So whatever is the process will cover what are the challenges in this, okay. What are the challenges in this. For example, to handle the challenges of mandi, Government of India came with the 3 bills, that is farm bills, okay. So we will see will those 3 bills are able to handle the challenge of mandi or not, okay. Second, what is the next issue in agriculture, that is with respect to subsidies, okay. Subsidies. Next, what is the issue, that is with respect to your subsidies, pricing, that is at what price a product must be sold to the market, okay. So in that government has come with so many prices like MSP, minimum support price, procurement price, we will see all those prices, procurement price, okay. And the last in this is food processing. Food processing industries, it is nothing but the spicy food we used to consume, like tomato sauce and all those things, okay. So food processing industries, what are the challenges faced by India with respect to food processing industries, and what steps government has taken, okay. Next, third is what we are going to see, that is industries. When I am talking about industries, we will start from LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and globalization reforms, which initiated in 1991, okay. From there onwards we will see what is the fate of industries or what steps government has taken, okay. So we will see from that time period, okay. And the last is infrastructure and investment, okay. Infrastructure and investment. Now you know that India has to develop, now we all know that India has to develop lot of infrastructure, okay. And to develop that lot of infrastructure, now what infrastructure comprises? Infrastructure basically comprises of your road, railways, that is your national highways, roads, railways, hospitals, schools, whatever, okay. So India has to develop so many roads and railways, okay. And to develop, for example, to develop one national highway, okay, government needs a money in crores, lakhs and crores, okay. It is not like that ki it will be developed in 10,000, 20,000, lakhs and crores. Government itself is in short of money. Government itself is in short of money. Okay, so to gather that money, government is coming with so many investment schemes. Okay, so many investment schemes. For example, boat, built, operate, transfer. Boat, built, operate, transfer. Okay, PPP models, public private partnership. Okay, PPP models. Okay, hybrid annuity model, in short HAM, hybrid annuity model. Okay, government is also developing bond market. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, so these are the things which we'll going to see in our lectures. Okay, okay, clear? Okay, now the last part of our today's class. Now how we will approach. Okay, so I have made you write 10 topics in your prelims. Okay, and in mains I divided your syllabus in 4 parts, which I have shown you just now. Okay, so I have made you write 10 topics in prelims, and in mains we have 4 parts. Okay, divided your syllabus in 4 parts. Now one humble request, you just start following any previous year 10 years, especially for prelims. Okay, for prelims. Okay, so if you don't have any 10 year, so please purchase it. Okay, and in my opinion, there is one good 10 year, that is Wizard publication. Means there is one book with respect to, there is one 10 year that is published by Wizard, a name of the company, Wizard. If you search on internet, you will find it on Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, so Wizard. Okay, now how we will approach? First of all, we'll cover your syllabus, economy syllabus, in 35 lectures. Okay, in 35 lectures. From tomorrow your lecture will be at 12. Okay, at 12 to 2. Okay, 12 to 2. Initially 15 lectures, 15 or 16 lectures. My focus will be only on prelims topics. Why prelims topics? Because this is the area in which I'll develop your concepts. Okay, develop your concepts. Once your concept will be developed in this 15 to 16 lectures, then I'll gradually move to mains, or we can say we'll handle parallelly for the next rest of the lectures, that is for the next 20-15 lectures, we'll gradually handle both prelims and mains. Okay, so initially I'll focus 15 to 16 lectures, I'll focus only on prelims. Is it clear? Okay, so this will be our approach. So we'll meet tomorrow at 12, that is 12 to 2. So please be online on time. So we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, Jai Hind.